Welcome back to the Mechee from the Midwest podcast. I am the first millionaire in the Brooks Bloodline. That is my claim for the day. That is something I'm gonna go with going forward in life. As far as a financial standpoint, something I speak about a lot. I've had financial struggles in life, and I feel like looking at the stats, a lot of people, America, been going through the same thing. So I started telling myself I'm gonna just start claiming things, and that's my quote of the day, is just to claim it. Anything that you want to put your mind to, if you believe that it's yours, you got to make it happen. Just claim it and go for it. That's all we can do in life. We can't keep on sitting back wishing and praying on certain things. We got to actually go for it. I got to a point in my life where it's like, I got to start walking that walk, and because I talk a lot, but I ain't been doing what I'm supposed to be doing, like in certain situations. I know I could do better, and I know a lot of us struggle with that. I like to get on the podcast and just talk about it. Like I was telling my bro earlier, like I don't really kick it with people like that. I got a couple homies and stuff like that, but I'm really off to myself. But I said I'm just like everybody else. I got a lot of things I watch on TV and stuff like that. So it's always gonna come back to the podcast as far as just the reason why I decided to do this podcast. Just a little start, just chilling at the crib, drop a podcast every week or so. But as far as claiming things, man, like I said, man, we just gotta start claiming it. If your bloodline, if you can look at your family right now and ask your people, like, anybody ever been a millionaire in our bloodline? And if the answer is no, or if it has, you got to be the next one. And like at some point, we got to wake up in America and start going for it. I know this is a struggle, a daily struggle, but I just want to give a little bit of motivation to y'all. I'm claiming it. I'll be the first millionaire in the Brooks bloodline. I'm gonna say that on every episode until it become reality. So that's what I'm going with. Hope everybody had a good week. End of the work week. This is Thursday, July 13th. Like I said, I do my podcast on the 13th, and I post it Fridays, whatever. But the week went pretty fast, man. As far as where I don't really want to get into work or nothing, but it's been a smooth week. At times it could get hectic working where I'm at, but made it through the week. Friday, tomorrow's the weekend. A lot of sports gonna be on as usual. I'll get into that in a little bit. I want to get right into sports because it's been another good week in sports. With UFC last week, it was crazy. Boxing. I forgot all about the Boots fight. I end up, I think I caught like 2 rounds of it, and turned from it round 10, and that's when the damage got done. But anyways, let's get right into the podcast. Let's get into these sports real quick. Off top, I just want to start with saying last week or 2 weeks, last week they announced that Kobe Bryant will be the cover of the NBA 2K24. Salute RP to Kobe. If y'all see back there, that's that Kobe book, man. He's my personal GOAT. I believe Kobe Bryant is the best basketball player to ever walk this earth. And I know we get the LeBron people, LeBron fans, we got the Jordan fans, but like I said, I'm a Kobe fan. A lot of people didn't like Kobe. He had a sad death, a crazy death, like just came out of nowhere with him and his daughter and their teammates and stuff like that. Sorry I don't know all their names or whatever, but yeah, he's on the cover of 2K. I don't know, I'm not really a 2K guy, I'm more of a Madden guy, but I don't think he might have been on the cover back in the days, but 2K24 makes sense because he is number 24. So salute to Kobe for getting that cover. They did justice with that. Moving on, I want to get into a little bit of boxing. I ain't really have I will. Let me stay with NBA. With the NBA, okay, we went with the NBA cover. The next thing I wanted to speak on real quick was the Zion situation. If y'all been following the Zion Williamson situation in New Orleans, about a month ago, a porn star, her last name Mills, I want to say, a porn star came out and outed him on Twitter saying, hey, you been fucking with me, you got a girl pregnant, you about to marry this woman, all this shit. She came out the blue and was saying all type of shit, going reckless, dropping like, I think they said like 150 tweets on this man, just going crazy on him, exposing him, saying he cried when she was sucking his dick, all type of weird, crazy shit. But anyways, a video came out a couple days ago, and they were mentioning, he was saying that the hardest job he's been having in his diet is in the NBA. And you might call me petty, but my thing is, and then another thing he mentioned was that LeBron got the blueprint. So this tell him like, dude, you went to Duke, and I'm not trying to say you got to be smart to go to Duke or whatever, or trying to insult his intelligence, but dog, you are 24, 25 years old. Your main thing was you can't stay underweight. Like you came in like 285. You just too big for your position. Like you too heavy, and you get injured a lot. But if LeBron has the blueprint, why are you not following this blueprint? Like this man spends $1 million on his body every year. They said he's about to be 39 years old. He's averaging more than Zion due to him not being able to play, being unhealthy. LeBron missed games too. But if you want to be on this man level, if he got the blueprint, follow that shit. You up here fucking with porn stars and shit, crying, getting your dick sucked, like all this type of weird shit, and you talking about he got the blueprint. Go follow that shit. Like for real, man. Like be serious with yourself, man. You too young to be making excuses like that. In the NBA, y'all get paid millions. I'm talking about 100 million. I think his deal like 140 or some shit. You got $140 million and you can't put the fucking jambalaya down up in New Orleans or what? Like what the fuck is it out there? I went out to New Orleans. The food is pretty good. But as an NBA player, I would not be out there just stuffing my fucking face. She even mentioned on one, she said that his girl was the one that got him fat because, like, she said he used to have pops in the bathroom and shit. Like, he's a big ass kid. Now, like I said, I can take it back. When I was younger, probably until about 19, 20, I used to drink pop all the time. But I'm talking about an athlete that went to high school, went to college, dominating the basketball, and you get to the NBA, you got all this money, and you spending it on porn stars. You sending this woman $250K a fucking year, just all this weird shit, man. You got a whole situation going on over here, and on top of that, you doing all this fucking, but you're not even playing in the game. Like what? Like cut this shit out, man. It just. I just want to know what y'all opinion is on Zion mentioning this whole diet thing being tough. Like I said, I know mental illness and mental health is serious and all that type of stuff, but I believe that he's just being lazy. If you got time to be fucking on some porn stars, you putting too much energy into the wrong thing. All that's gonna come. You in the NBA. These women line up in the front row just to get your attention. All you gotta do is wink at a motherfucker and she knows she coming back with you. I expect this from an NBA player, but the excuses you using and the time, the money you wasting on these weird ass women is, like I said, it's on you, man. So that whole diet thing is out the window. If your ass is gonna be fucking on these porn stars, at least play basketball. Make that your priority, because they the ones that pay you, not the motherfucking porn stars. So that's all I wanted to say on that. That was just my personal opinion. I feel like his focus on the wrong shit. At first we thought it was a food problem. Whole time he up in these inboxes trying to get on browsers and shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, that shit is weird, man. But next thing I want to speak on as far as the NBA was the flopping rule. Now, the flopping rule came out. They approved it. I was just speaking on this a little bit earlier. So with this flopping rule, for basketball fans, a flop is usually like when somebody trying to defend, they playing defense or running with the ball, and they just flop, like they just being animated when motherfuckers ain't even touching, pretty much. That's the easiest way I can break it down to you. But it's pretty much a fake foul. That's all it is. A flop is a fake foul. You're trying to draw the referee to think that you're getting fouled. So you're running through the lane, getting reckless, and you smacking yourself in the face, but you saying that the person behind you did it. So anyways, the person I believe that started, it really goes back in the days, because I've seen Sam Cassell used to flop. I used to see Iverson do it a couple of times. I've seen Jordan do it, Kobe. All the stars and did it, but we got people that took it over top. But I'm going to say that for top 5. I'll let y'all know my top 5 floppers that's going to be in trouble this year at the end of the show when we do the top 5. But anyways, so how the rule is going to work is, if the ref sees you, if they call foul, if it's a flop, if it is a flop, if it's indeed a flop, you're gonna they will find you. They will find the NBA player and the team that did the flopping. No, the opponent will get to shoot free throws. So it's pretty much like a technical foul. And like I said, and you're gonna get fined for doing the stupid shit. So I think this is good for the league. I know some people like I know like when NFL they've added more rules into like how you can't run into people, you can't tackle them too hard, you can't hit the quarterback here and there. The NBA has finally followed suit. Like they should have been did this. Flopping has been fucking the game up for some years, especially like in clutch times. Shooting 3-pointers, that'd be the biggest thing. Like just falling back and shit, kicking your legs out at people. Like that shit is not cool. It takes the fun out the game. That's why I really prefer watching football because it's a contact sport. In the NBA, it's flopping. Like you're 250 fucking pounds saying that somebody just laid you out or some shit. So that should be corny. I'll get into that top 5 a little bit later, but I just wanted to let y'all know that it did get approved. We should see that going forward into this. I'm pretty sure going into this next season. Let's go to a little bit of boxing real quick. I wanted to speak on boxing before I get back into that UFC card that happened over the weekend. As far as boxing, we had who was that? Boots Ennis, Jaron Ennis, Boots fought Vila, and he knocked him out in the 10th round. Now, like I said, I was watching UFC at the time. I caught the end of the fight with Boots, and from the highlights, he looked pretty good. Like he looked unbeatable, looked unstoppable. But the thing about it is he's at 147, and that's where Bud Crawford and Errol Spence is at. Now, if y'all do know, for all the boxing fans, July 29th, Spence and Bud will be fighting for the undisputed belts in the welterweight. Welterweight? Yeah, the welterweight division, 147. So I'll get into my prediction on that as they get closer to the fight, for fight week or whatever. But what I would say is that I don't believe Boots is ready for Spence or Bud. I think they are the top two. Them the top people that's gonna be the top two until Spence move up or Crawford move up, whatever. But Boots, he can. I think he can be a top 5 in the division. He will be a top 5. But as far as right now, I don't think he's ready for those two. They just on a whole another tier right now. But Boots on his way up. But anyways, after the fight, after he knocked him out, after he knocked Vila out, he said that he wants to fight the winner of them. Now, in my opinion, I feel like maybe he should fight another big name because the people he's been fighting, like Vila, he just fought. I can't remember who he just fought. He just fought somebody that was solid in 147 in the welterweight division. He just fought somebody in the top 10. So he was a proven fighter, but Boots made it look easy out there. But what I will say is I believe that he should fight somebody like maybe Danny Garcia or Keith Thurman. Those would be my 2 options. Keith Thurman, the only fight he lost was to Manny Pacquiao. So Thurman ain't fought for a while. He at one point he was a top guy in the welterweight division, and I guess he started having injuries, and he just ain't really been active at all. I think the last fight was Pacquiao about 2 or 3 years ago, or maybe he probably fought like somebody after that. But it's probably been a year or two, it seemed. I believe Boots is on that level. In order for him to build up for Bud or Spence to take him serious, he's gonna have to fight somebody of that caliber. Thurman has fought. I think he fought. No, he didn't fight Spence. Thurman had fought Porter and all them boys. But yeah, I do believe that Boots is gonna be the next big thing. However, I believe that with this being a rematch clause with the Thurman and Bud fight, I believe that once they done with they shit after the rematch, that both of them will move up to 154. That's my prediction, because they ain't got nothing else to prove in that division. If Boots is really on that, he'll move up there with him, and we'll see like who running from who. But as of right now, I don't see him beating Bud or Errol Spence. So I just want to speak on that a little bit. Another thing that was announced for boxing was that they made it official it will be, where is he at? Francis Ngannou used to be on the UFC heavyweight. He's the heavyweight champion. He will be making his boxing debut against the reigning defending champ, Tyson Fury. And my opinion on that is that why are you holding up the heavyweight division, Tyson Fury? You've been whooping all these people ass. This what pissed me off about him. When he was fighting Wilder, he was beating the hell out this nigga. Beating the hell out of him. The second fight, no, all three fights, he just pretty much destroyed him. That first fight, I believe Wilder won because he came back at the end. But these last two fights, he beat the living hell out of Wilder. And ever since then, he knew that the next person he needed to be fighting was Usyk. Now, Usyk is about to fight Triple D, Dubois or whatever. That's supposed to be, Usyk is supposed to be fighting Tyson Fury. Right now, the way that boxing been going, if the best gonna be fighting each other, that's what needed to be happening. But instead, Tyson Fury took the easier fight. Now, I'm not saying Francis is not a boxer. Let's make that clear. He was in the UFC. He can throw wild punches. You can't do that in boxing. Tyson's gonna be able to play around with this dude. I believe Francis is gonna be a little way too slow for him. But if he catch him with one of them hits, all he's gonna take is one lucky hit, and he might put Fury ass out. But I really don't see that. I think Tyson will be the heavy favorite. I'm gonna have to look that up, but I believe he'd be the heavy favorite in that whole situation. But yeah, that fight will be going down in September. They have they'll be doing that in Dubai, so that'll be a dope fight to be looking forward to. That's all I really had for boxing. The next thing I wanted to follow that up with was the UFC card. UFC 290 was dope. I think I said it would be about 7-8 good fights on there. All those fights about it, even the two fights I wasn't expecting to be too good, they end up being a knockout. I want to say 4 fights on that card ended less than 40 seconds. 4 fights on that card. I think they said that was a UFC record. So I said it was some quick fights. Every other fight, as soon as you turn around, motherfucker was getting knocked clean out, like right after they touched gloves. So before, just to start that off with the UFC 290, they announced that Stipe Miocic will be fighting Bones Jones for the heavyweight title. This is they said that Stipe is the pound for pound best heavyweight ever. He has the most title defense. He had the longest reign of heavyweight. They say he's number one. Bones Jones just won the heavyweight title after moving up to heavyweight. He looked a little slow because he put on a lot of weight, put on some more muscle, and it was his first fight back. But he made it easy. That was an easy fight with Cyril Gane. But this fight with Stipe, he gonna have to take. I'm pretty sure he'll take it serious. His undefeated streak is on the line. Bones Jones has 1 L on his loss, but it was a disqualification because of a elbow he dropped or whatever. But I think this is a good fight. Just an early prediction. I think that Jones will win just because I just think he's the better fighter. Stipe, I don't think I'm not sure if he fought this year, but he ain't really been active. So I believe Jones will win this fight. But anyways, let's get into the UFC card. UFC 290. Let me see here. Cause this card was crazy, man. I'm glad so on the last episode I was saying how Robbie Lawyer was gonna retire, and he already announced he was gonna retire, so that was my bad because I didn't know that. I just felt this was gonna be his last fight because he's been fighting for some goddamn years. Damn, come on, man. But let's start with the let's start with, there you go. We're gonna start with the prelims. Prelims, we had Jimmy Crute versus Alonzo Menifield. I had Menifield winning that one. Menifield won in the second round by submission. The next fight, I said the Gomez lady was gonna win versus Yasmin. She knocked her out in 20 seconds. 20 seconds into the first round, she got knocked out. The fight I didn't see, I didn't see that fight. Robbie Lawyer versus Nico Price. Now, with this fight, I said I was going for Robbie Lawyer because this is his last fight. I felt after this fight he was going to retire. He announced before, I guess leading up to this fight, this was his last fight, and he wanted to go out with a banger. He won that fight in 38 seconds. He ended up putting Nico up in a clinch, caught him with a couple uppercuts, and that motherfucker went flat out. 38 seconds. That was they said that a lot of people that's retired in UFC, 9 times out of 10 they lose that last match. He won by knockout. So, but he seemed pretty positive that he was like, no, I'm not. Just because I got the knockout, I got the win. I'm not gonna play with y'all and say I'm a stick around and keep fighting because I'm not. So I'm glad to see him go out with a W. Nico could have won this fight. I think he just respected Robbie too much. I think that happens a lot with UFC. They don't want to dominate the old head, going out like embarrass them and shit in front of their family. So sometimes they might just take them lightly, and then that vet come out there and try to beat the hell out of him, and that's exactly what happened. So salute to Robbie Lawyer. They showed a video after the fight, man. Like, he teared up, like everybody's eyes was watering, everybody was crying. He came into the UFC when he was in the UFC for 19 years, so he did his thing. He is able to hold the belt at welterweight at a point. He had the belt for a while. I think he lost that belt to Tyron Woodley, and after that he had like a slippery slope. He had some crazy fights, but he also had a lot of disappointing fights. But I'm glad to see him leave on a good note. So salute to Robbie Lawyer. Definitely gonna miss him in that division. Moving into the main card, we had some upsets. Now, it was a couple upsets I was really pissed about, but we'll start from the bottom. Bo Nickel versus Val Woodbourne. Woodbourne's 7-0. This was his debut in the UFC. He was stepping in for a fighter, and Bo Nickel just had his way with him. He won that one in 38 seconds as well. So that was another fight, 38 seconds. I want to say when they came out, they got to throwing some haymakers. Bo Nickel hit him on the top of his head, froze him up for a little bit, and they engaged a little bit more, got to fighting, and Bo Nickel hit his ass one more time. That motherfucker was just froze, and he went straight the fuck out. So he whooped his ass 38 seconds. Great fight. Way to kick off the main card. The crowd was going crazy. Jalen Turner versus Dan Hooker. Oh, by the way, I had Bo Nickel for that fight. He won that in the first round. Jalen Turner and Dan Hooker. I had Jalen Turner for this fight. I thought he was the bigger fighter, and he'd be more aggressive, seeing like the height advantage he had on Hooker and knowing that Hooker ain't really been doing too good. First round, Jalen was dominating him. He busted him up pretty good. I want to say like split Hooker head like later in the first round or early in the second round. After that, Hooker was able to take him down a couple times, tire him out, land some good shots. He was outstriking him. Jalen just looked tired. And like I said, when he took him down, he just laying on him for a little bit. But Hooker was able to pull off that win. I was surprised he won that. After that, they said he broke his forearm, and he broke like his eye socket or some shit. So he gonna be out for a while, probably like a year or so. But hell of a fight. Like he did his thing. He was busted up, but he came out on top. A very disappointing fight for me. I had Robert Whitaker versus Dirkus Duplessis. I had Robert Whitaker win this fight. I thought he would knock this dude out because I felt like Dirkus was going to try to keep on taking him down or some shit. And I said Whitaker defense was good. This fight caught me really off guard. Dirkus was able to outland punches on Whitaker. And like they said, I heard a little bit earlier, like this dude is probably one of the strongest in the division. He looks like he a built, stocky dude, but he don't look like his punches really hurt. Because he like the wrestling shit. He looked like he want to get like them lazy wins, them GSP wins back in the day. But he came out throwing bombs, man. He froze Whitaker about 2 or 3 times in the fight and made him pretty much take a knee. He was whooping his ass so bad. And he won that fight in the second round. Yeah, first round was okay, but that second round, he put it on him. He whooped Whitaker up pretty good. Surprising win. I didn't see that one coming. After the fight, it got kind of weird because Stylebender came down and they made this fight official. This gonna be the next fight. Now with this situation, um, it's kind of race bait because Dirkus Duplessis is he looks white, but he's actually from South Africa. He's from South Africa. When you think of Africa, you automatically just think like black folks. So he's from South Africa. Israel Alessandra is from Nigeria. So he gets in the ring. He get to calling this dude all type of niggas and shit. Yeah, let's go, my nigga, like going crazy on him. And Buddy look at him. He like, well, shit, I can't say nigga, so I gotta figure out something to say to him. He was just like, yeah, I'm not your brother. Like he couldn't sell it for shit because he knew if he'd have said nigga, they'd have probably fucked him up. But this is gonna be an interesting fight. Dirk is, like I said, he's still young in the game, but he looked pretty good. And for him to whoop Whitaker, he actually whooped Whitaker worse than what Stylebender did back probably like 2 years ago when he actually won the belt from him. So this could be a challenge for him, but I think the build-up gonna be cool. I just want to see the trash talking they're gonna do. But I think Stylebender still win this fight. Moving on, we had Brandon Moreno versus Alexandra Patejo. This fight I had Moreno winning. Going into this fight, Alexandra had 2 wins to 0 on Moreno. So I felt that shit, Moreno got the belt now. He's the champion. That was a couple of years ago when he beat him. 2016, I think like 2019. And it wasn't it. Alexandra got his number. He was able to win this fight in split decision. They went all 5 rounds. I think the difference was Alexandria landed more power shots. He is dropping bombs on Moreno, spinning his block, like making him spin in circles, all type of shit. He was able to get about 3 or 4 takedowns. Moreno, I don't even think Moreno even got a takedown, but takedowns are real big in the UFC. So if you get some takedown, if you come out to the strike game, if you got more takedown attempts and you're actually getting your takedowns, that's gonna get you extra points and closer to that win. But Pendejo was able to win this belt. He had a dope story behind it. They said a couple of years ago, he got injured, I think, towards ACL or something. He was just doing Uber Eats or something, just driving for Uber Eats. And now he on top of the world. He's going to get a big payday for winning the belt from a dude that just had the belt like 3 times in a row. And yeah, I mean, well deserved, man. Like I said, his background story was pretty dope. If y'all haven't seen that, check it out. It's on, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube for Pentejo, just his background and what he been through for these last couple years. Main event, Yari Rodriguez versus Alexander Volkanovski. With this fight, I had Alexander winning that. And the reason why, I just feel like he's a dominant champ. I think that's like 22 fights he done won in that division in a row. He's only lost by going out of his division, going up in weight. He dominated him. He pretty much dominated him. He had his way with him. Even though Rodriguez was the bigger fighter, he didn't use the distance. He got allowed him to take him down too much. He just whooped his ass pretty good. So salute to Alexander. I had him winning as well. I think for those 7 or 8 fights, I went like 5 out of 8 or something like that. Yeah, I think I got like 3 wrong. It was the 3 in the middle was all the favorites. All of them ended up getting their ass whooped. So overall, good UFC card. A lot of fights have been set up for these next events coming up. I'll get into those as it comes closer. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the, as I move on from sports, I want to get into a little bit of quick news. Back in the days, BET had a TV show called Comicview. This is where all the comics used to come on there. They be having like a whole show. I think it'd be like, Comicview used to probably be like an hour or 2, and it'd be like 5 or 6 comedians come out. They pop their shit for like 20 minutes or whatever, just had a crowd going crazy. Classic show used to be on BET. After they bought it back about 7 years ago, and I think they did a couple of episodes or maybe a season. They have officially bought it back again, and I just wanted to name a few people that's gonna be on the show. And I'm not sure if this is gonna be a thing like I don't think it's gonna be like a weekly thing, but I think they're just doing this event just to put it on BT, like maybe possibly bring it back. Like they could get the right person to host it and start getting comedians come back through, doing their little skits and stuff. I think everybody will start fucking with BT because Tyler Perry, I don't know if he already got BT, but he plans on taking over BT, buying BT out. So this is a classic show for BT, man. But a few people on there I seen Kevin Hart, Mike Epps, Tommy Davidson, DC Young Fly, and T.I. This was the one I was confused on because like, what the fuck is T.I. doing over here? I forgot. T.I. has been doing stand-up comedy, I guess, in Atlanta, and he's been traveling, getting shows, and they said he cool, but the shit I've seen from like, it's not even funny because like you look at him, I just look at him as a rapper or somebody just say big ass words that don't make sense to me because I ain't in the dictionary like this nigga is. But I don't. I just want to check it out. Like I said, he's doing it for the culture. This Sunday, like I said, he might end up turning out to be good at it. So yeah, like I said, BT Comicview. So whoever's in charge of putting this on there, putting this back on BT, I think it's gonna be a dope episode. So y'all make sure y'all tune into that whenever. I'll let y'all know the date whenever this shit comes out. But they was just saying that it's announced that it's gonna be a series coming on real soon. What else did I have for y'all? The next thing I wanted to talk about was TV show I've been watching. Now, this TV show, for y'all that do know somewhat of me, I'm a big WWE wrestling fan. Wrestling fan in general because now they have WWE, they got NXT, AEW. I don't really watch New Japan or what's the other one? Impact. I don't really watch those. And Booker T got his own wrestling show called damn, I can't think of what this shit called at the moment. But damn, what is it? Not Ring of Honor. Reality of Wrestling. That's Booker T's. Booker T's is Reality of Wrestling. But I've always been a wrestling fan even since a kid. Like from time to time, I might, if I ain't got shit going, if wrestling on, I'll watch a little bit of it, just see like who the champions and stuff. But most likely when they get to the pay-per-views, I'll watch that because it's like the belts will be on the line. So I still watch wrestling from time to time. But the Dark Side of the Ring, this season came out a couple years ago. I think they're on their 4th season. And pretty much it's just the dark side of the ring is pretty much showing a wrestler, somebody that was on top of the world at some point, or like a coming up wrestler, and they just get a background story because majority of these wrestlers have passed away, so they do do the whole story on how it came to be. And one thing that stood out to me was that no matter what time of the year, like what decade it was from wrestling, it either had to do with the McMahon name, not saying the Pops was bad, but like with Vince McMahon Jr., it always came back to him, or the other thing was it was either drugs or alcohol or something involved. And it's just sad to see like these stories. So like I was watching one last night. This dude name was Adonis. Now he came out a little bit before Bret Hart. So when Bret Hart, Bret Hart said he was like 16, 17 at the time. And Adonis was like 20, 22 or some shit. But he was hanging out with him. They was doing cocaine and all type of shit in the back. Like they'll win a match, go back to the hotel, do some cocaine or some shit. And this dude went from like 240 to like 400 pounds. He just started gaining weight because he started doing coke. And they said like when he was doing the drugs, he would do it and then he'd eat and just fall asleep. So he just putting on all that extra weight. He pretty much ate himself out of wrestling for a while, and he tapped in. He had kids and stuff like that, and he tapped into himself and like, I want to get back to what I was. And they had I won't get into the whole episode. They had a couple of character change for him that shocked everybody, but it worked for him. But anyways, he started losing that weight and getting back to himself. And after that, it was a tragic event. It happened. They were traveling to another city to do a match, and got ran off a bridge or something, and died up in the water. They was dead from like the collision or whatever. But the other part about it was that somebody actually jumped down there. The people was down there dead. They jumped down there and robbed him. Like took the money out of his pocket, took his wallet and shit. And it's like even back then, like it was fucked up. Like of course they didn't know they was wrestlers, but just to see somebody drunk and go off a bridge and you gonna jump, you got the nerves to jump down there or however the fuck you got down there to rob a dead man. Like it was some sick shit. But I mentioned Vince McMahon because every time, he always had something to do with it. Like as far as the character change and shit like that. People saying that he lied about certain shit or doing certain shit, it all just come back to Vince McMahon. But all I just want to say was that if any of the wrestling fans out there, if y'all haven't been watching Dark Side of the Ring, tap into it. This new season has been pretty dope. They had the Adonis guy on there. They had Junkyard Dog, the last fight. Doink the Clown, that was one that I was really scared of Doink the Clown when I was younger, like early 90s. He was out with Undertaker. He used to be fucking with Undertaker and shit. I really thought he was gonna kill this dude. But Doink the Clown was just a clown, a creepy ass clown. And yeah, that shit is it's just crazy to see how all these people died from like drugs and alcohol, and then how Vince McMahon always gets tied into all this shit. But yeah, like I said, for the wrestling fans, y'all check out Dark Side of the Ring. It comes on every week. I think they on like episode 6 right now, so they come out every Tuesday. Every Tuesday at like 2 p.m. I usually catch that next episode. But yeah, y'all definitely tap into that. I'll fuck with Dark Side of the Ring. I just like to hear the background story on what happened to certain fighters when they get up out of there and stuff. Next thing I wanted to speak on was this was the segment I call to stop the bullshit, and it's just for us to like realize a couple of things. Certain things I want to start talking about on here as I work my way to financial freedom and being where I want to be financially free. I want to help everybody else out with that. I want to bring this awareness to everybody and hope that we all get on board one day and start attacking this market and getting this money so we ain't got to work too much. I'm just being honest. It don't make sense right now because y'all don't see it. But once it start happening, just don't say like, I've been talking about this since I started doing the podcast. So like I said, we'll tap into that. But rich problems. If you find yourself coming across some money, some hard-earned money that you make, and you doing well in life, do something positive with the fucking money. That's all I can say. And the reason why I say this is because I ran across a weird-ass story, and I just want to get my opinion on it. Elon Musk and this Mark Zuckerberg guy, the Facebook owner, these dudes have been at it with each other for a couple of years now. I don't understand the beef, but it's just like both of you, two billionaires, acting like two big-ass kids. And I just want to bring awareness like, y'all, we in trouble. Like, if we got billionaires doing stupid shit like this that I'm about to tell y'all that they doing, that shows that we got way too much access to this money out here. We need to begin and do something positive with it because we can't let people be billionaires doing shit like this. And the thing it was this ain't too bad, but Mark and Elon said that they want to do a UFC match. Now, to me, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't mind watching this because it's two billionaires whooping each other ass. Mark actually looked like he know how to fight because he been training and doing MMA and shit. I don't know too much about Elon, but the weird shit was that they didn't get the fight scheduled. I guess they said, nah, fuck that, we ain't gonna do that. The nigga Elon Musk say, let's do a dick measuring contest. These are billionaires talking about doing a dick measuring contest. Like, what type of weird shit these dudes be on? And like, am I making sense? Like, what the fuck? If we have billionaires out here trying to do dick measuring contests, we need to get to the fucking money. It is too much money out here to be fucking playing like that. That shit is lame, it's corny, and they just doing stupid shit. Like I said, the shit is corny, man. I just want to give my take on it that we need to find ways to make money, and we got to get these M's, man. It's simple as that. We can't be letting no motherfucking billionaires do no stupid shit like that. They wasting money right now. Like, for real, man. But weird topic. I just want to express my opinion on it. That's all I'm here to do. Just give my opinion on certain shit. Moving on. I wanted to get into stocks as we talk about a little bit of finance. I just want to give y'all a little update on what's been going on with the stock market. Going forward, like I said, y'all, I'm gonna be right now. I'm only doing 5 stocks. I'm gonna just let y'all know what the stock price is, and like I said, if y'all is going up, stocks going up and down every day. Get in where you fit in. If you got the bread sitting, that's all I said. Right now, every Friday, I take $100 and put it into the stock market, and use that for my buying power. If it's a share that I want to go ahead and grab, like one of the top shares I want to get, I'm gonna grab one every week or every 2 weeks, and just keep on building my portfolio up. But the first one that I told you about, right now I'm only doing 5, so I'm gonna just tell y'all what the price looking like right now with those 5. Vuzex is $5.85. They, as of today, July 13th, they went up 12 cents today. Like I said, these are just buy the shares, so it's gonna be little bread every day. But like I said, it's all gonna add up one day, and like I said, it all makes sense. The physical gold, the ETF I got is 1873 right now. They are actually down just like a penny or so. AMC, the movie theater, is 449. They are up 9 cents today. They up 2%. Aurora Cannabis is up 3 cents. They are up 4.6% today. And Apple, my number one right now, is up 76 cents today. 0.40 percentage today. $190, 190 and 53. I think last week it was like, did it go up to 191? Then it shot back down to 187. So just an update on the 5 stocks I'm doing. Like I said, y'all, when it comes to stocks, this is something that I believe that we're way behind on when it comes to finance. We were taught to go to high school, go to college, go get a good job, get married, have kids, and all that stuff. But nobody really told us about finance besides get a credit card and spend all this shit. Then you got all this money you got to pay back. The stock market is where a lot of people have built their wealth up and generational wealth. That is something that we need to start doing. We're getting access to it. It's more videos going around. Like I said, I salute to the Wall Street Trapper. I'm gonna say that every episode. As far as financial, stock market and shit like that, I watch that every Tuesday. I listen to it every Friday, that same episode, because like I said, you got to get that positive shit going in your head and eliminate being on social media so much and being stuck on likes and follows and shit like that. We got to get to this fucking money so we can take up to the world and live the life we want to live, because money is a big part of our life. This is something that we can leave to our the next generation. And outside of memories, we got to be able to leave some bread and let them build up that next generation the same way that we taught them how to do. So that's why I told you at the beginning of the episode, I will be the first millionaire in the Brooks bloodline. That's something I got to claim, and I believe I will do. And I'll leave that to, as far as my family, everybody else going to fall in line. We're going to get it together. So that's all I have for the stocks update. Final thing as we wrap it up, I didn't watch no movie this week. I listened to Conway the Machine. I listened to a couple of songs. I ain't really tap into the whole tape, so I ain't really want to get y'all top 5 when I really ain't listen to all of it. But we're gonna wrap this up with the top 5 NBA players that NBA floppers, and y'all should already know where I'm going with this. And the reason why I wanted to talk about the floppers was because of the new flopping rule. I believe these 5 dudes right here are in trouble. They will have the most fines at the end of the year. They will have the most flops. Because now it's going to be a stat. Like, if you get certain flops, like, you're going to be able to look this up and see who got the most flops this season. And to me, this is going to be the top 5 right here. I'm going to start off with Dylan Brooks. He went to Houston. I know he's going to, he'll be okay there, but I believe he flops a lot. He's just one of them younger dudes that just flop for no fucking reason. Dylan Brooks is my number 5. Number 4, I got to go with James Harden. I believe as far as from 2000 and whenever the fuck he came in. No, probably a couple years after. Once he got to Houston, so probably like 2010 or some shit. Ever since then, he has been the biggest flop in the NBA. He flops for no fucking reason. He like the when he be driving to the hole, he always like go low and like throw his head back, like the corniest shit ever. To me, he number 4 on here. He's number 4 on my list. Number 3, it has to be the OG CP3. He loves the flop. He played with James Harden for a while, a couple of years in Houston, and like I said, he just flopped way too fucking much. And this is why I be feeling like it's an injury bug. Every time he do all this shit, his karma always ends up being he ends up getting hurt. Now I'm not trying to put that on him, but that's just the way I've seen it. That every time he be doing all this flopping shit, he end up getting hurt, man. It's like, chill out. You too old for that shit. The next person I got on here, what was the number 3? Number 2 is Joel Embiid. Now for Embiid to be the MVP this year, he averaged going to the free throw line 12 to 13 times. Now this is not just because he's a big center. He flops a lot. He's played with James Harden for 2 years. He didn't start shooting all these fucking threes like James Harden. He didn't start flopping like James Harden. He is number 2 on my list. It's no debate. Like, he too big. He's too good to be doing this shit. But if this gets him to the line, I mean, whatever. But now I believe he's going to be on the hot seat. He's already going to be frustrated if James Harden don't come back to play with him. If they get put out the playoffs early again before that second round, I guarantee this dude going to be talking about a trade. But it's going to be his fault because he's doing all that stupid ass flopping. So I hope that every referee watches him closely because he do this shit every game. That's the only reason that he's getting to the line. It's not, like I said, it's not because he's 7'1". It's because he literally just flops for no fucking reason. My last one, and y'all gonna love this one because y'all swear I hate this dude, but I hate his bullshit when it comes to basketball. LeBron James is at the number 1 spot. LeBron has been flopping from. Actually, I'll take that back. I don't remember LeBron flopping when he played for Cleveland the first time. He was young. He seemed hungry. He seemed like a leader. When he got to Miami, I seen some plays where motherfuckers like barely elbowed him in the back and the nigga threw his neck out like somebody just tore his fucking, like, tore the bones out his neck or some shit. I think it was like Tyson Chandler or something, like set up a charge like that. And that nigga ran into him and like jerked his neck, and my man's act like like his neck was about to fall off. Y'all gotta see these videos. I'm gonna show you. Y'all see the video. Y'all see the video of how Clown thought he looked in his picture. But yeah, those are my top 5 floppers right there. Embiid, James Harden, CP3, Dylan Brooks, and LeBron James. Those 5 guys right there will have the most flops this year, guaranteed. No, it's no debate. I will get back to y'all at the end of the NBA season, and y'all, I guarantee these will be the top 5 people, guaranteed. Anyways, that's it for me, man. I just want to make sure I got a podcast in with y'all. Going forward, if y'all haven't been checking, I posted my previous video. Every Sunday, I'm going to release the top 5 Madden plays of the week. Now, this is from me playing ranked online games. This is from me playing my brother, my homies, or my league games. I got we about to go into a new season once this new Madden come out next month. But I had the Colts this year, and I had the Panthers. I only do 2 leagues, but I had the Colts and the Panthers. I did okay with the Colts. I did horrible with the Panthers. But anyways, I'm gonna just release those top 5. Some of the plays majority of them gonna be me. But if my opponent did me dirty on a play or some shit, I'm gonna show my respect and salute that and post that on there too. So make sure y'all check it out that every Sunday. Check out the podcast every Friday, the Mechee from the Midwest podcast on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Get my subscribers up to 100. I think I'm like at 62 or something like that. I think I done went up like probably like 10 last week or whatever. I just want to get at least 100 viewers and continue to bring y'all a little bit of whatever I can from everything that's going on right now. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all share me on all y'all social media. I'm going to be posting clips out of this with the visuals and stuff like that so y'all know what I'm talking about. As I get better with this live video, I'll figure out how to make it more not so plain. But salute to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Mechee from the Midwest. I'm going to holler at y'all.